Hey guys, this is for a Sonata N-Line. It should be the 2020 and newer. It's the under tray install. And so let me show you what we're going to do real quick. Bring it in a little bit. So you're going to start off by installing these corner pieces. They're going to have U-nuts installed right here on the sides. And then you're going to use M6 bolts we provide here. Underneath, you're going to have these. We're going to remove the bolts here, and we're going to actually use U-nuts. They slide over the top. The long ones are going to cover these first 4 in the center of the bumper. And then that outside one right here is going to use a shorter one. These 2 bolts in the corner right up here, right here and up here, you're going to remove the OEM bolts, and you're going to reuse the OEM bolts. It's the only place we're going to reuse them. On this piece, we actually took off the OEM little trim pieces here, which help deflect air. We removed them off of the stock plastic. You just drilled them out, and then they have the same holes, so you just mount them right up. You don't have to use those. That's what we ended up doing in this. So you get they're marked here, so the right has an R on it for the passenger side here in America, and then the left is going to have an L for the driver's side for left-hand drive, and again symmetric on both sides. So install these first and get the U-nuts along the bumper. The next thing we'll do is we'll take the main panel here. This flat edge is going to go towards the radiator support right here. So line up here. Grab a few bolts real fast. These are all bolt hole locations from the factory right here. Fortunately, on this car, Hyundai actually put the bolts in the right locations, and they didn't use a lot of plastic ribbon nuts or push clips in these. All right. Once those are in place, it'll just hang there. But this one right here is going to overlap. We'll put that in here. And there. Now, these none of the bolts are tight. We're gonna keep them loose until everything's in place, and then we're gonna lock them down. So, main panel there, you can see the doors are already off, but they'll come pre-installed. And then here's the front panel. After we get those ones up there, we get our front panel, and the smaller edge is going to go towards the center right here. They overlap in the center right there, so you can just get that first one started here. It'll hold it up for you. And again, underneath here we've already installed the U-nuts, which give it threads for these bolts to attach to. Get it started here. Oh, yes. All right. The rest of it is just putting all the bolts in place. There's 3 across the radius support. All right, last bolt. All right. So all the bolts in place. Now we're just going to tighten them down. You can see that you have the oil filter access right here, so you can change that out for the oil changes. Back here is your drain plug, so you can just drop these 2 small doors. Change it out, you don't have to remove everything. If you ever have to work on the engine, you can remove just the main panel, or you can remove just the front section if you need to get underneath there. It's modular. If you damage anything, we can replace just the component that's broken. So we're going to tighten everything down, double check with the tap, make sure nothing is too tight or rattling, and then we're going to be done. Again, 2020 through 2025 Sonata N-Line, and this is a 2.5 liter turbo.